Okay, we're back. Now, I'm a little paranoid about the guitar not being able to be seen, so I'm going to lower me down a tad on this chair. So here I am. Again, if I look pale, it's because I've been sitting inside here for about an hour dealing with, obviously, problems of owning an older computer, and it's suddenly not working. Not a big deal for a guy like me, but if you have a better computer, you go to the better computer. You don't sit there and try to get the other one working. Don't have time for that. There's another 30 seconds given to troubleshooting computer problems. But in any case, being a little lower here, you know, I don't know if you can see all this, but so we've got our patterns here. You got to learn these patterns. Here's 3 in the key of C. Your E is this 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root. There's C, the yellow C. Yellow C. There is a yellow C. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5. And like I say, these are all perfect fourths tuning stacks because depending on where you start and go up 6 strings here, that's, you know, it'll be at a different place, so it doesn't need to be shown until you get there. So start on the 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now between 4, 5, 6. Okay, well, we were following the long pattern there, so we started on 2, 3, 4, okay, and we went to 5, 6, 7, which is down here. Alright, so this 5, 6, 7 is actually below the 2, 3, 4. Shame on me. You know, the 2, 3, 4 is below the 5, 6, 7, rather, sorry. So let's get that right, okay? Now the 5, 6 is actually lined up with that 2, and then we have a long pattern. And by the way, folks, when you're doing this stuff, take as long as you need. Take as long as you need, because you don't want it to look wrong. You don't want it to look bad. Voila. There it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I've connected it. Now here we're at 5, 6, 7. And then root 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6. But notice this is an augmented fourth. This 4 to 7. Right? So over here it's 4 to 7. Here's a perfect fourth. Here's an augmented fourth. But guess what happens up here when you hit the tuning third? It almost looks like a whole step away. Okay, and going up a string too. It's you have to go to the right 1 fret. So that's why I don't show that in the P4 diagrams, because you can start them from any string, and then between the 4th and the 5th string in that pattern build, I keep looking down, the camera's not there, that's where the tuning third will be, and that's where you move it over. Okay, so what we need to know, I hate to say need to know, what we want to know is know the long and short patterns. Okay, so that I just explained to you. I just showed you the long and short patterns. Know the offsets for these patterns. Aha. Okay, well, the offsets are right here. But this doesn't make much sense. Minus 3, 0, plus 3, minus 1. But guess what? I could tell you what they are. Aeolian, minus 2. Lydian, plus 2. Now, how do I know that? The Lydian pattern, which is 4, 5, 6. Oh, I got it wrong. It's plus 3. Plus 2 is the Phrygian right there. It's just how many notes away from the root it is. And another little diagram here. It's right here. And we talked about this on the last lesson. And by the way, this is pretty much a continuation of last night's lesson. It's just that now we're on this different computer here. I mean, this is wonderful, you know, because we've had about, I'd hate to say, about 300 lessons of the computer, you know, the thing sitting on my desktop. And now, as long as there's no interference from the keyboard, it's fine. You know, that's the original reason why I wouldn't put the camera up on top of the keyboard, because it started buzzing like some kind of interference. So what we have to know is these offsets. All right. So it pays if somebody knows how to play. Okay, C is the middle. Okay, and look at the offsets underneath. 0. Up 1 scale member for D, up 2 scale members for E, up 3 scale members for F. So the Phrygian offset is plus 3. And similar, you can do it minus. Now just keep in mind, these are closer. Minus 3, the F and the G are the same distance from the root. It's just that you go one way to the G and the other way to the F, but the same distance. So I thought that'd be easier than, say, go 5 or plus 4 and plus 5 and plus 6. Okay, something like that. So that's the circle there. So these are the offsets. So that's something else that we have to know. And yes, we'll get to the flow diagram. So what do we want to know? What do we want to know? That's my dog. That's my dog. She's wonderful. You can see her. There she is, scratching away. Princess! Okay. Anyway, she's mad at me. I gave her a bath. And she doesn't like to get wet. Okay. Let's fix this now. Alright, so you can see how fun this video is. So let's look at this one more time here. So we have to know the long and short patterns and know the offsets for each mode. Now when we play the modes, we want to keep count. For instance, here's a where are you? Here's a Ionian. Just in your head, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Okay? Now in the Dorian, go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. But I want the count. To recount and have each mode have its own root. So what happened is with the scales we had root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. And then for Dorian we had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. But now we're going to rename the Dorian as root, and it's going to have an offset, and the Dorian offset is going to be plus 1. Root plus 1 scale member, not plus 1 half step. Alright, that would be chromatic. Plus 1 scale member, all the ivories, or the key of you name it. Toss a hat. F sharp, the key of F sharp. Okay, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. And then any one of those scale members, if you play and follow the F sharp scale like it's Dorian, I wanted to play it until I messed it up, because F sharp's not that easy. F sharp and B are very similar, you know. Anyway, one of my favorite keys is B flat. we have C